Yes. Yes. Okay. We just got started. Welcome
Okay.
on board. Rocky just got started, and we had a self-introductory section so far. Would you like to introduce yourself? What's your background? What do you do? Where are you located?
I'm Babatunde Ogini. I'm located in
Yes.
Texas, Dallas. I have a master's in business administration, and I've a little experience in Oracle e-business suite. I'm also versed in digital media production.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Welcome on board. And do you know how to mute your microphone? You go to the GoToMeeting
Yes.
panel on the right-hand side. You mute yourself. You click on that green microphone button. You are muting yourself.
Then how do I record? There's no record.
No, you need to have to record it. Rocky will record it and then upload that to the SkyDrive, and you can download it from there.
Okay. I can mute right from my headphone. Thank you.
If you want, you can do that too. That's fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, Rocky, you can continue.
Okay, guys. One more thing. I'm located in New Delhi, India, and my time zone is IST. It's GMT plus 5:30. Please note down my time zone in case you want to write me emails. Then you should be actually looking on in the window in which I would be able to answer your emails. Yeah. So note down my email. Note down my time zone as well. Okay. Baba, Tunde, I really want to know how much experience you have had with Linux. Hello?
Is that for me?
Yeah,
Is that a
that's
question for me?
Yes.
Oh no, I don't have any experience in Linux. That's why I'm really interested in the program.
Okay. Okay. Now let's move on. Excuse me. So the first thing is that we are going to simulate the environment on our desktop. Now, in order to simulate the environment on the desktop, we would be using technology called virtualization. It's an upcoming technology, and most of you must have heard about it. Virtualization, and what it is, like whenever we want to try out a new software, now most of us are using the Windows-based machine. Yep, and I also need to know what operating system, what is your machine configuration, right? So I'll start with Babatunde. So tell us, what machine are you using for the practice? What machine you need to intend to use? Yeah.
I have an Acer.
Okay, you are on Acer.
It's yeah, and it's running Windows 7.
Windows 7.
24 bits.
30.
64 bits. 64 bits.
Okay.
64 bits. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm looking for two inputs from you: the Windows version plus 64-bit or 32-bit. That means the architecture of your operating system. Okay. Yeah. So Babatunde, you're using Windows 7 and you are on 64-bit. Yeah. And
Yes, sir.
Madhu, what about you?
I'm using ThinkPad and mine is Windows 7 and 64-bit.
Okay, Windows 7, 64-bit. Manpreet, what about you?
Yes, mine as well is Windows 7, but 64-bit.
Okay. Raj?
Yes.
Okay, I have a Windows 7 Home Premium and a Dell Inspiron 530S and 64-bit.
Okay, 64 bits for you as well. Shyam, what about you?
Yeah, I have the Windows 7 and 64-bit.
Okay, so we have 64-bit 100% here, and it's on Windows 7, right? So, Daniel, good news is that we are not having multiple operating systems. We are having Windows 7 64-bit.
Yes, I noticed that. We struggled with the last couple of batches. Yes. That's good.
Okay.
All right, guys, you can mute your microphone. Thank you.
So we are going to use virtualization to emulate on Linux on our home systems, and for that we are going to use a software from a company called VMware, right? You have heard the term of VMware, virtualization, cloud computing, right? So we are going to use one of the product by the company VMware, and it's called VMware Server, and this could be used to install Linux on our machine. So the first step is that we are going to take is to get Linux on our Windows machine without removing the Windows. So for that we are using VMware. VMware server is a free, easy to use Windows and Linux application that provides a superior introductory experience to server virtualization for business who want to optimize use of their technology assets using virtualization. Now we are using VMware for the learning purpose, but in the companies you work, actually in most of the development environment, for example, the companies are developing the application for Linux-based system or Unix-based systems, and the developer is having a Windows-based machine, right? Now the one option is that they procure a new operating system, the Linux server, and they test the application on it, right? Now this would require them to buy a new server, buy a new power supply for it as well, manage it, maintain it, etc. Now the concept of virtualization has been introduced over the last decade, and it's upcoming technology. And what it does is that on the same server, on the same machine, you can partition your operating system virtually, so that you can have multiple versions of operating system running on the same machine. That is, sitting on your Windows 7 64-bit, you can split up your operating system without having to obtain a downtime or anything into multiple operating system instances. That means you can have Solaris running on the Windows machine, you can have Linux running on your Windows machines, plus you can have even Windows 8 instance recreated on your operating system. So that is the power of virtualization, right? And there are many companies which are providing virtualization solutions. VMware is one of those. VirtualBox, if you've heard, is the other company. Plus we have Oracle Linux. We have virtualization software by almost all the vendors. These days Oracle has its own virtualization templates. But we are going to use VMware. The reason it's easy to use, and plus it gives you a good eye on how the operating systems are made from scratch. Okay, so one reference exercise I want all of you to do is, it's also written towards the end of this slides, is that you find out about what are the companies that provide virtualization solutions. Okay, have you noted that down? Hello?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've written it.
Yeah. So you need to find out about the companies that are offering virtualization solutions, and the objective is that you have to emulate the Linux environment on your Windows machine. Okay, so my suggestion is using VMware. You have to explore what other options we have instead of using VMware. Okay, so if I give you the task of getting Linux on your machine, how will you do that? Right? My proposed solution is VMware. Right? You have to find out about other solutions that would obtain the same thing. Right? Right? And why we are using VMware? To learn virtualization. So you will be able to understand the various things in the concept of virtualization, that how your operating system could be split up into the various instances, right? And how the virtual adapters are found, how virtual disks are found from this using the same resources. That means you have just one hard disk, but you are splitting it up into number of hard disks. You have one network adapter. You are splitting it into two adapters by using the application level programming. So that these are some things that you will understand by using VMware. The second thing is try new softwares. Obviously, we are trying Oracle 11G on Linux. You'll be able to use all the features of Oracle 11G on Linux using VMware. And third is for testing and development. So we are not using this one, testing and development, but this is used in the companies where the development team, they have a Windows machine and they are supposed to test the application on Linux. So they will be using the VMware solutions or any virtualization solution for testing and development of their current running application. Okay, so you've got a hang on what is VMware actually. I'm looking for a yes or no from the class.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
But
clear.
I already have VMware in my system.
Okay, you already have a VMware in your system. What product are you
Yes.
having, Manpreet?
When I did my Oracle 10G, I did install it, but I never used it.
Never use it. So you also have the Oracle environment installed?
Yes.
Okay, on 10G.
Yes.
Okay, Manpreet. Actually, for this class, we are using like Oracle 11G, so you need to actually deinstall the complete thing.
Yes, that's what I'm looking forward.
Yes.
I have never used the VMware, but I do have that in my system.
Okay, actually, VMware, you need to have a fresh install, so you need to delete the existing installation.
Okay, all right.
Okay, I'll guide you in on how to do it. Don't worry.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so we are going to use VMware for this purpose. So let's go to the download link straight off. So the best way is to do it first and then we come to the theory. So you'll be able to understand and apply the theory later on. Right, so VMware server is supported on a wide variety of Linux and Windows operating system. Now saying this that VMware server would help you getting Linux on your machine does not mean that VMware is limited. That means it can only be installed on Windows machine. It can be installed on Linux as well. It can be installed on Linux both 32-bit as well as 64-bit. It can be installed on Windows 32-bit or 64-bit. So it's a generic application. You have the various links for downloading the various flavors of it. That for example, if your machine is Linux and you want to install VMware, then you have to download VMware for Linux. If you're running on Windows, you have to download VMware for Windows, right? So let's go directly to the VMware download page. Plus, this is a PDF that I have shared with all of you. The link is noted in the presentation slide. I would be sharing all the presentations and the video link on over with you towards the end of the class. So don't worry. So this is the link, https vmware.com PDF. This has very good startup material to learn virtualization. Some good concepts, some good question and answers help you and expand your knowledge about virtualization. So do download it and have a look at it, right? Right. So we go to this link I'm sending to all of you to download the VMware server. Okay, now let's lead to this page actually. So you have to open this site called VMware. You have to do it along with me. Go on the URL vmware.com. Hello.
Yeah, but I
Open
cannot
this
see.
URL.
Can you go back to the link again? You went very
I'm
fast.
not taking you to the link. Just open this vmware.com.
VMware.com. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Now after this, you go to the support and downloads.
Okay.
Then you go on VMware server, byproduct VMware server. Hello.
Yeah. So
Actually, we do not have any. I think this is the latest thing that VMware server has reached end of support, so they've removed the download link from the website. So we only use the another software which is called VMware Player. So let me tell you the download link for the VMware Player. Now VMware Player is similar to VMware Server, plus a little bit more sophisticated version of VMware Server. So we want to download VMware Player. Okay, so this is your download link, and I'm going to send it to all of you on your chat window. I've sent you the VMware Player download link. You need to download the VMware Player. Hello.
Yeah, Rocky, I have many options here. I think I assume it should be VMware Player for Linux 64-bit
Yes.
or Windows. So
You click on this link.
Okay.
And now you see lot many options for you, like VMware Player for Linux 32-bit, Linux 64-bit, VMware Player for Windows 32-bit and 64-bit, etc. Now let's begin with the question. Now, which is the link that you're going to choose? Right now, as in your future roles as Oracle DBAs, you need to download many software, not just Oracle software. You need to download patches from time to time. So you'll be given when you reach on the download pages, you will actually, it's very normal that you will see many options. You will get Oracle 11G 32-bit, Oracle 11G 64-bit, Oracle 11G for Linux, for AIX, for Solaris, etc. So you should be in a position to pick out the best and the right option for you as well. Now let's begin with a small poll. What link you're going to click for yourself? Any ideas?
I'm going to pick up VMware Player
Windows
for
60.
Windows.
One by one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, this is Raj. I will pick up Windows 32-bit and 64-bit.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So we are going to pick up VMware Player for Windows 32-bit and 64. Why? Because it's just one line download, and as you can see from here that the file format is exe. That's a normal format for any Windows-based application. So it's an exe file and it's one file both for 32-bit and 64-bit, right? And for the Linux, we are getting two versions, one 32-bit and one 64-bit. Now, those who are familiar with Linux, they know that for the Linux downloads are generally gzip files or bzip files. So they do not have the exe files, right? So we will learn about what are the various formats for downloading the Linux bundles. But for now, we are going to download VMware Player for Windows 32-bit and 64-bit. Why we have chosen those? And we are using a 64-bit machine. Most of us are using so. Right? But if you are using a Linux machine, you actually have to find out what version, what is the architecture, whether it's 64-bit or 32-bit. You can find out by using a special Linux command. We will learn it during our Linux workshop also. The command is uname-r. Okay, so for now, let's download VMware Player for Windows 32 and 64-bit. Manpreet, at this time, you might like to install your VMware server. Okay. Hello.
Yes.
Manpreet, you actually need to go to your control panel. Manpreet, you need to go to the control panel, go on the software, remove hardware and software, click on the VMware product that you are having. You need to deinstall it before you will, after that only you can install VMware Player.
Okay, I'll do this.
Yes. Right, so we click on download link and we download this VMware Player for Windows 32-bit and 64-bit.
Hello Raki, I'm Madhu here. I have a VMware player with CentOS and I have installed Oracle 10.2. Is it okay to continue with it?
Okay. See, Madhu, we are going to use Oracle 11G. Right?
Okay.
And it's okay if
Yeah.
you're having CentOS. Actually, in my class, we are having this Fedora operating system. Right? It's not
Okay.
CentOS version of the this one. We are using Fedora. The reason I'm using Fedora because Fedora is openware cousin of RHE, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So it's very much same to the production environment you are getting. CentOS is more for the website development, etc. Right? That's why I've chosen Fedora. So Fedora, you actually I need to either you can continue with VMware server, VMware player, and you can create one more instance of Fedora if your machine is powerful enough to handle 2 operating systems running.
Okay, okay, I'll continue with the same player, but I will try to install the Fedora in it.
At this point of time, Madhu, I would like to ask you how much RAM are you having?
I'll just check. 2 GB.
Think that would choke your system actually. Because the 10G you install,
I'm sorry?
it's going to choke your system, Madhu.
Oh, okay. Maybe I will uninstall it and...
Yes, the reason is so because 10G will give 1 GB for the 10G install to CentOS. It's running on 1 GB. If you give 1 more GB to the Fedora machine, your entire memory would be gone. So you face
Yeah, already it occupies 760 MB.
Yeah. So you need to actually, you can do one thing, you can delete the CentOS partition from it. Okay. Or you can suspend the CentOS to release that 1 GB that you're using for until 10G. Okay?
Okay.
I still cannot find the window where I download the VMware player.
Baba, just give me a second. Can I see your screen? I'm going to share your screen to help you to navigate to this page.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. All right.
From here you go to, excuse me, Babatunde, can you maximize your screen?
Okay. Yeah.
And
I have it maximized. Yeah.
And did you open the link that I sent to you?
Oh, that should be my email, right?
No, not on your email. It should be on your chat window. Alternatively, you can click on the download VMware server on this page. You can see the getting started and the second
I see.
download VMware server. It's towards the left hand side.
I see the link. No, I got the window you sent.
Okay.
Okay.
And you can click on the download. You can click on the download. It's towards left hand side.
Trial now. Okay. Okay. I have a product evaluation center.
Actually. And you need to evaluate, you need to create an account also. All of you have to create the account or the VMware in order to use this. Okay?
Oh,
So you
okay.
have to create an account using your email ID and the password.
Does it have to be our email password or any password?
Yes. No, you have to. No, actually, it's like registering a new account, so you can use any password.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the download should be
I
finished by now. Yes.
I actually, Rocky, I uninstalled the VMware I was having. I removed it from my system.
You need to restart.
So now, yeah, I need to restart it, but I just chose the option to restart later.
Okay. Actually, did you start the download of the VMware player?
No,
VMware
not
account?
yet, because I wanted to uninstall the one I was already having.
Okay. So you can first
Yeah.
download the VMware this one, and after that you
All right.
can restart your machine.
Okay.
If it's asks if we're a VMware partner, it's supposed to be no.
Yes, no. Hi Daniel, are you there? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm having problem with my computer. Some GoToMeeting is not the Java installation. Latest version was not installed
Okay,
in my
Mariam, that's the
computer.
problem. Okay. Did you
I'm
speak to
working on
Daniel?
that. I'm right now entered into the GoToMeeting by using my iPad, so I cannot download anything.
You cannot download. I see. You are having a Java issue. You do not have a JDK in your machine.
It was like when I was trying to go into the GoToMeeting, it was prompting me that I should be downloading some Java. So I just have downloaded it, and now I have restarted the computer and I'm trying to log in back and see what's going on. So it might take
No worries,
like
Mariam.
a couple of minutes.
Okay, this is Raki, this is Raj. I experienced the same issue. So you download the Java as the version is different. Once you install, everything will be okay. So I went through the same procedure.
Raj, does it require restarting also for the GoToMeeting?
You guys are restarting again?
No, I'm saying your solution for Mariam. Does it require
You don't
restarting of the
have to.
machine?
No, you don't need to restart the computer.
Okay, Mariam, then you can try it out for the Java as he is suggesting.
Yeah, I will do it.
But you cannot connect from that machine now. The reason is that GoToMeeting does not allow you to connect inside 20 minutes from two different machines. Okay, so I think all of us have downloaded the VMware player. Yes. You can raise your hand if you have not downloaded the VMware player.
I haven't downloaded yet, but I've got him now.
Okay.
So I'm going to download the one for 64-bit Linux.
Yes.
Okay. But I thought since I'm using Windows, it should be for Windows.
Yes, it's the VMware player for Windows. The third link.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, what I have here is VMware for Windows 32-bit. I have Windows 34-bit.
32. You have Windows 32-bit?
No, I have Windows 64-bit.
So you have to download the third link from the top. VMware player for Windows 32 and 64-bit.
Oh, 32 and 64. Okay.
Right?
Thank you.
1.5 for both of these.
Okay.
Okay. While we are downloading, I'd just like to ask you, I think we have one person from the electronics background also. What's with this 32-bit and 64-bit? Right? Any ideas what's the 32-bit and 64-bit that we are asking and looking for in the downloads? Manpreet, what like? Do you have idea what 32-bit and 64-bit machine architecture?
Yeah, I believe it's the exchange of information.
Exchange of information.
Which it exchange information. Yeah,
With what? Between what?
The binary interchange. That's between two nodes.
Between two nodes. What we are talking about?
Nodes. Nodes.
Nodes. NODES. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but we are having just one node right now. That is our machine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any more ideas? Yes.
Yes, that I mean a bit operating system that tells that how much data a system can handle. I mean, like if we say 64, that means the system can handle larger chunks of data than comparing to 32 bits of operating system.
Okay, that's quite close. And Mariam, what about you?
What is the question again?
I'm saying that what's 32-bit and what's 64-bit?
I think that's 64-bit.
Yeah, that's 64-bit. What does this stand for? What's 32-bit and what's 64-bit?
Okay. It's the operating system that can be like system 32 bits or 62 bits.
Mm-hmm. Yes, operating system will be 32-bit and 64-bit. Yes, and Raj, your opinion about the same? What's 64-bit and 32-bit?
Which is basically the memory address in the operating system used as a chunk of data to process in a string.
Okay, that's a word. That's a word that the system can read at one time. Okay, is that what you mean? Okay.
Yep.
Now, let's elaborate on what's 32-bit and 64-bit now. Then I'll start with the hardware. So your hardware could be 32-bit, 64-bit, plus your software can also be 32-bit or 64-bit, and plus your application. This can also be 32-bit or 64-bit, right? So we are starting from the hardware. What is your hardware? Hardware is your CPU or the machine. That means your central processing unit. That when you buy a machine, the hardware that you're talking about, it could be 32-bit, 64-bit. Then when we install the operating system on it, right? It could be Windows, it could be Linux, it could be Solaris, AIX, or any operating system. It can also be 32-bit or 64-bit, right? And when we talk about a third layer on top of it, that means the third tier, which is the application tier. The application could be your Oracle databases. It could be EBS. It could be MS SQL. So anything. It could also be 32-bit and 64-bit, right? So you have the options right from the hardware till the application level, 32-bit or 64-bit. They are independent on what hardware you're having. So at the most granular level, and when I say of 32-bit, 64-bit is the hardware, that means the word that your hardware CPU can read at one time. If it's 64-bit, it can use a 64-bit word combination of the binary zeros and ones to read at one time. Okay, and if it's a 32-bit, it will use 32-bit word to read at one time, or 64-bit. When I say 64-bit, it's using the double of the 34-bit. So the I/O cycles of a 64-bit machines are higher than a 32-bit. That's why most of the enterprise organizations will be using a 64-bit machine. So you'll have your production systems running on 64-bit machines rather than on the 32-bit machine. That's the hardware system that I'm talking about. Now when I buy a machine, it's a 64-bit machine, I have the option of installing 2 operating system version on it, right? That means I can install Windows 32-bit as well as 64-bit on top of it, right? Now, 64-bit hardware is compatible both with the 32-bit operating system as well as 64-bit operating system, but this is not true for a 32-bit hardware. That means if you have your CPU, if your CPU can read just 32-bit word, you cannot install a Windows 64-bit on top of it. But with the with the hardware which is 64-bit machine, you can install both 32-bit as well as 64-bit. Fine. Now the second now you're through with the second layer. That means the operating system. So you have on a 64-bit machine. Let's say I install Windows 32-bit. Okay, the reason it could be multiple. Like for example, I'm getting Windows 32-bit. I'm not getting a Windows 64-bit. So I'll install Windows 32-bit on a 64-bit hardware. Now my options of installing the application are narrowed now. If I have to install Oracle 11G on this Windows which is 32-bit, my option is only to go with Oracle 11G 32-bit. I cannot go with Oracle 11G 64-bit, right? So on a 64-bit machine, you can have both 32-bit and 64-bit application as well as operating system supported. But as soon as you go for a machine which is 32-bit, you are narrowing down your options, right? So a 32-bit machine is having lesser capabilities in terms of I/O, right? Because it can read less at one time. So for if your site, let's put it in the layman terms, if my file is 2 GB, a 32-bit machine will have to do twice the I/O of a 64-bit machine in order to read that file. But with a 64-bit machine, I can have the file of 2 GB read in half the time that a 32-bit machine would take. Right? But 32-bit machines give you the advantage in terms of the cost. They are not as costly as a 64-bit machine is. Okay? So do you have, are you getting a hang on it? What is a 64-bit and what is a 32-bit? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want
Yes,
all
I
of
got
you.
it.
You
Yes.
got it. Okay. That's good. Now sometimes those of you who get a job, who get a chance to work in the development environment, and we several times or even though we are running a 64-bit machine, we run our machine in 32-bit mode. The reason we do it because the software, the trial software we are having are mostly for 32-bit machines and not for 64-bit machines. So that most of the times we run the applications, 32-bit application in the development environment, but on the production environment we choose the 64-bit installations, right? The reason that performance improved, right? So the production environment you'll be expecting 64-bit operating system, hardware, and the applications. But as you move on the development side, you'll get a lot many 32 bits into it, right? Okay. So I hope your VMware server download is finished.
Mine is asking to restart my system in order to start installing it.
Okay, then you actually need to restart. You need to restart.
Yes.
the machine.
Yes.
Mine says I have 8 hours 34 minutes remaining.
8 hours 32 minutes remaining. I think the file is just
Yeah.
75. I mean, you are in US. It shouldn't be taking that much time. Is there a problem
Shoot,
with
I'm surprised.
me too?
Except I'm downloading the wrong thing, but it's that's
No. Mama, let me check your page. What you are downloading actually? It's quite amusing. 8 hours
okay.
for a 75 MB file. Okay, can you just VIX? No, this is not something that you have downloaded. You clicked on the wrong link, Babatunde. It's the wrong
Oh.
link. See, it's downloading VMware VIX API.
Oh.
Click
So
on the,
what link am I? Okay.
you cross this, you cancel this first.
Yes, I do. I've cancelled it.
Yeah, and then you scroll up. cancel the whole and close this page. Scroll up.
Okay.
And this is the third link that you're supposed to download. VMware Player for 32, VMware Linux 64-bit, the third option from the top.
Okay. VMware Player.
For Windows.
Oh, okay. Okay. 176.
And you can click on the down. 76 MB. And you click on the download.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. Oh, 3 minutes. Okay.
Yes. That's expected.
Thank you.
Hey, Daniel, are you there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm Maria.
Yes, I'm here. Rocky, are you looking for me?
Yes, I'm looking for Daniel. Could you still hear the echo in my voice because I'm using a microphone already?
Oh, really? I hear some kind of echo. I don't know if anybody else is not unmuted, but anyway, that's not bothering any of the students. That's fine.
Yeah, because nobody is reporting.
Not a complete echo, but I feel a little bit echo. So we'll investigate more.
I'm also hearing echo from your voice, Daniel. Actually, it's as if I hear echo in your voice too. Okay, let's wait for Manpreet to come back and let's wait for the download for the finish. Rest of you are finished the download. Once we finish the download, then we begin installation of this. Daniel, we have a new student, Mariam. Yeah, Mariam, I did not hear your introduction, so can you briefly introduce yourself too?
I'm actually working over here in DC area, Bowie, Maryland. And I actually have taken 2 courses, which was very helpful from Daniel, like for SQL BI as well as SQL DBA. So I'm kind of like I want to refresh my Oracle DBA skill. So I mean, I have taken Oracle courses and completed when I did my undergrad. The whole DBA and BI, it was like at the time Oracle 8i or things like that. So I want to refresh my memory so that I can feel more confident when I go to the interview and learn.
Mariam, you will actually see a lot many changes from 8 to 11. It's a lot more easier. 8 was totally a DBA's world. Now it's totally web-based. Oracle 11G has changed a lot. And did you learn the Oracle on Linux machine or on Windows?
I think I have learned it from Windows.
Oh, okay, learned it on Windows. Yeah, so it's a bit different now.
Raquel?
Yes, how about you?
I have a question.
Yes, I love questions, so you can ask me liberally the questions.
Yeah. What exactly is the interaction, or at what point does Oracle interact with SAP?
With?
Oracle, what interaction, at what point does it interact with SAP?
SAP. Okay,
application.
See, SAP applications, that integration, that means when you have to take the data from the Oracle databases to the SAP, you have to use the integration solution. Right? There's no there's no interaction between SAP and Oracle. In your enterprise, if you're having heterogeneous databases and you actually need them to interplay, then you have to use some integration solution like Golden Gate, etc. to have them interact.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Otherwise, these are quite independent.
Clear.
But the Babatendo, your download is still defeating me.
Yeah,
Why?
I think it's my network that is actually slow, frankly.
Yes,
Because it shouldn't be. Yeah, I think it's my network. I'm almost at the end of my data limit, I think.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's the reason.
So, Rookie, I just came in. So, which software do you want me to download?
You actually do go to
use iPad to actually get into the course. And
okay. Yeah, Mariam, actually I sent a download link to everyone. The link you're supposed to click. I'll send it over to you again. Okay?
Okay.
You need to download VMware Player. This will emulate the Linux environment on your machine.
Okay, I will do that as soon as I got it.
Yeah, let's go to send it to you. Okay, so I've sent the link again. Then click on it, Mariam, and you have to click the third one. That is the download VMware Player 32-bit M64 forward.
Are you going to send the link in my email or?
No, I've sent it on the chat window. For all the corresponding in the class, no, we're going to stick with the email. I'm going to send you the link.
No. Okay. Can you send it over the email because I'm using iPad, so I cannot really use the link.
Oh, I see. I'll use the email then. Mariam, but I don't know your email ID as well.
Daniel knows it.
Hi, Daniel, are you there? Okay, I'll write it on my notepad. Can you see the screen and note it down from there?
Let me see.
Daniel, are you there? Hello?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I'm speaking with Daniel. I'm asking for how to interact with you in the best way. Daniel, are you there? Let me mail him. Hello? I think Bhavatunde and Mariam are behind. The rest of you have finished the download, okay? Hello?
Yep.
Okay, so...
Yeah, my download is really slow. Yep.
Okay. Let's take a break here.
I'm done with the download.
You're done with the download. Let's take a break here. We'll meet after 5-6 minutes. And I hope by the end of the break, that means the next 5-6 minutes, Mariam's and the both download will be hopefully finished, and then we will install the VMware Player. Okay?
Yeah, if you just can send me all the links over my email, that will be great help.
Mariam, actually I don't know your email ID. I'm asking Daniel how to
Daniel has to okay. I'm trying to, I'm quite a bit new in this, like.
Yeah, Mariam, don't worry.
Okay.
Can you, alternatively, what you could do is, can you just let me know your email ID speak it out. I'll send the email to you. Hello.
Jamila.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, Mariam.
Yeah, Jamila as my last name, then dot first name Mariam @gmail.com.
Okay, just give me a second. Can you repeat it again?
Jamila as my last name.
Jamila dot Mariam.
4 @gmail.com.
Okay, okay, I send the email right away.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mariam, I've sent you the download link.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you can check your email. So guys, we are on a break now. We'll meet after 5 minutes. Okay? Anything you want to ask me before I leave for a break?
No, go ahead, take a break.
Okay.
Rocky, this is Raj. Did I miss anything? Left for 5 minutes.
She's not back yet. Hello?
Yeah. She's not back. Okay, that's good. Who's that?
She's not back yet. Now, this is
Okay.
Manpreet.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello?
Okay. So, Babatunde, your download is finished? Hello.
Ruki,
Yes.
which one I should download?
Mariam
or
Raki.
Windows?
You have to choose the third option, VMware Player for Windows 32-bit and 64-bit.
Okay, so that one, Windows, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Hello?
Okay, so we're going to start the installation now. So,
Okay.
Babatunde, what about you? I think he's offline. We're going to start the installation now. Rest of you all are there. Daniel, are you there? Hello. Hello. Daniel. Hello.
I guess he's not here.
He's not here.
No, he didn't. I mean, when you left, he was not there.
Okay. Okay. I see. Okay, Daniel. Okay. I wanted to Daniel. I think he's replying. So Daniel, Shyam is having some trouble in connecting. So can you check with him?
Yeah, I mean, I am on another training. At this point, I cannot help him, but I will call him after the training, okay?
Okay, you do call him after because I have to start with the VMware installation. So I want all of us to be together in case nobody should be lagging.
Yeah, I will work with him after the training. You go ahead.
Okay, right. Okay, we're going to start with the excuse me. We're going to start with the VMware Player installation, right? So we have the VMware Player ready. So you click on the exe file and open it. Okay, and run it. Let's see how it goes. Okay, then we click on yes. Okay, it's installing few of the drivers. Installation is pretty straight up. Yes, we click on the yes. And then we click on next, right? Install VMware. Next. Check for updates. Next. Next. And next, right? And continue. So this is going to install the VMware server for you, right? So click on that next, and let me know if you face any issues. Okay?
I did this. I did this.
You did this, yeah. So is the installation true for you, Manpreet?
Yes, I mean it went well.
Okay, it worked well. Yeah. So let's wait for a few minutes for this installation to finish on my machine. And what about rest of you? Have you started the installation?
Hello, Raki. I'm Madhu here.
Yes, Madhu.
Hello.
Yes, Madhu.
Yeah. I'm having another computer and I'm installing in it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. But the problem, Madhu, that would come up is that if you want to show me something, I cannot log in into that computer.
Yeah, that's true. From tomorrow, maybe I'll log in from this computer if that's fine.
Okay. Okay, Madhu, that would be good. Now, one more thing. At this point of time, virtualization is a technology which is used by most of the companies these days, and they're using a product called VMware Sphere, right? And they're using VMware Sphere because it is having more capabilities than a free version of VMware Player. It gives you a leverage advantage in terms of the performance and not many other features. I want all of you to explore into VMware Sphere also, right? And why is it used by the enterprise? So your third take-home assignment is to look for what is VMware vSphere, VMware vSphere, and why is it is so heavily used in the enterprises these days, right? We have chosen VMware Player because it's free. I can now choose vSphere Server. But you have to find out why the companies are using vSphere. Okay? So, find about this. We will discuss it tomorrow while after, during when we begin our class, we are going to discuss a few things. Like first, what are the other virtualization solutions that are available in the market, right? So your first exercise is this. The second thing you have to find out is that why vSphere is used amongst all the VMware products, why vSphere is used so much. You will also get many information about ESX and ESXi server. So try to get like a little bit one Wikipedia. You can see what is about ESX and ESXi. So I'm giving you a head start on virtualization also. Do your referencing properly. I should be able to understand the terms when we download any virtualization product or use it. As we move on to the course, I'll equip you with more vocabulary on the virtualization side. We'll be using many technologies. I'll give you the lines on it. But I also want you to do a good reference. It will not take more than 10 minutes daily if you practice or refer to the notes that I'm asking you to do.
Okay. Rocky,
Yes,
sorry to interrupt you. What are the two questions you just said just now? What is VMware? I didn't get the term.
Okay, the first question is that you have to find out why, what are the other virtualization products in the market.
Yes.
Okay, and the second thing is vSphere.
Can you just spell it?
vSphere. Okay, VSPHERE.
All right.
Okay, so you have to find out why this product is used for virtualization mostly.
Okay.
Okay, the VMware vSphere. This is the term.
Thank you. I got it.
Okay, so you have 2 questions till now. We will discuss them tomorrow when you begin the class.
All right.
Okay, so let's wait for the
Yeah.
installation to finish, and then we move on how to go about with the installation. So when we do the installation, we are actually what we are doing. We are just installing the application that's going to split up our Windows operating system into multiple instances. We have not yet installed any operating system. It's just an application that would sit on top of your Windows kernel and split its Windows instance into a number of operating systems. Right now, there's just one operating system, Windows. There's no other operating system, no Linux. There's nothing else except the Windows. We will learn how to put some more software into this VMware vPlayer and have the Linux environment on our machines, right? So let's wait for this operation to finish. Any curiosities, any questions in interim?
Yes, I mean, I want to know. I mean, with VMware virtualization, I mean, we can install Windows 8 also with Windows 7.
Yes, you can also install Windows 8 along with Windows 7, but you need to have a license for it, right? You will be installing, actually when you install VMware Player, you create a number of guest machines on that, right? So and these guest machines work as if they are physically isolated machines, right? So you're on your one Windows systems, you can have isolated virtual machines running. That means your one guest could be running on Windows 8, one guest could be running on Linux, one guest could be running on AIX. Okay, so you can have multiple instances.
Okay, there's no.
There is no. Hello. Hello, Manpreet. I cannot hear you. Hello. Manpreet, I cannot hear you. You saying something?
Yeah, I was saying there's no limit for. I mean, you said we can use Windows 8, 7.
Yes. So the limit is as per as your host machine. Like your Windows, on your Windows, you are hosting the guests. So if your Windows machine, that is current Windows 7 machine, 64-bit, if it's powerful enough, you can have as many guests as running.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I got it.
Okay, let's wait for a couple of minutes more. Any other questions, Raj? Any question from you? Raj, Madhu, Mariam?
This acts as a virtual machine, right?
Yes, this acts as a virtual machine. I'll give you like my next class, maybe today only, if we can finish virtual VM player. We will have one class on virtualization as well. That how this virtualization works actually. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Right. How is it splitting up?
So is there any other software that I can?
Yes, Mariam, you can use VirtualBox.
No, okay, I just want to know, is there any other software that you have installed, because I was able to get into pretty late?
No, there's nothing else. This is the first thing that we're installing. We're installing many things, Mariam, don't worry. And there's no prerequisite for this. You just need to download the VMware player and install it.
Okay.
I think this is installed. Raj, you facing any difficulties?
Okay, Rocky, I'm already installed, everything ready to go. So.
You have also installed?
Did you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you, Raj. What are you saying? You have installed?
I got everything installed and ready to go.
Okay. So when you have installed everything,
yeah,
then
everything is done.
Yeah, everything is done. But then why don't you click on the VMware Player icon on top of here?
I already did that. I'm waiting for other group to catch up. So I already.
Okay.
The whole software is installed.
Okay, whole software is installed. That's nice. Good.
Yes. Actually, the next step is ready for creating a new virtual machine. So that's all I'm waiting on.
Yeah, okay. Good, Raj. And,
Okay.
Madhu, is it the same status for you as well? On the second machine, the installation is finished? Hey, Madhu, you there?
Yes, yes, yes. It is the same status here too.
Okay, so we all are set now. Manpreet, you're also set. You guys just give me a second. Just get a glass of water. Hello. Now, after we install the machine, our next step is to launch the VMware player. Now, in order to launch the VMware player, you see this icon nicely installed, nicely there, the VMware pink orange icon. You can click on it. Okay, and you accept the terms in the license agreement. Click on OK. Okay, so this you come to the screen. Welcome to VMware Player. Now you see 4 options here. Create a new virtual machine. Now from now on, let me give you, we will cover all these things in detail also, but just to give you a start on this, VMware, when we do a VMware, we use two two terms. First is a host, another one is a guest. Right, so host is your machine on which you have installed the VMware or virtualization product. So this is not just for the VMware solution, this is for all the virtualization solutions. So whenever you're going to use a virtualization solution, there are 2 things that would come up. First, the host, and the second one is the guest, right? So host could be your machine on which you are installing the virtualization product. The virtualization products could be so many. If I talk about just the VMware, then there is VMware Workstation, there is vSphere, there is VMware Player, there is VMware Server, so it's a lot many. There's VirtualBox, there's Oracle Linux, so the options are so many. So whenever we install something, let's say install VMware Player, so my Windows 7 machine is the host for the guests that I'm going to create, right? And what are the guests? Guests are the multiple operating system instances that we are going to create. So example, we are going to learn Linux, so Linux guest we are going to create. Now this Linux guest and the Windows host, they are going to behave as if these are 2 different physical machines, right? So the existing CPU, your existing hard disk, your existing memory is going to be split up with the use of this virtualization layer into 2 different instances. One for the Linux, some part of the resources would be used for the Linux guest, and some part of the machine would be used for the Windows host that you are using, right? So your capabilities of the virtualization are totally subject to the availability of the hard disk and the availability of resources on your host. Okay. Now, if I were to give you a real life example in a layman terms, your house, you are the host, you can have as many guests as the resources in your home permit them to be. Okay. Is this thing clear?
Okay.
Right, so that
Yes.
is the capability. If your host is powerful, if it's having 8 GB of RAM, you can have 3-4 guests running on the same host, right? But if your host is let's say it's 1 GB and you allocate all 1 GB to the guest, your Windows could be pretty much choked up and you will not be able to run. So virtualization products generally, when we talk about the virtualization in the companies, in the enterprises, those are big powerful servers, not the Windows 7 64-bit machines, or big powerful 64-bit machines having Linux or any other operating system running. On top of them, we run the VMware and we split the instances, one single instance of the host operating system into number of guest instances, some on Solaris, some on Linux, some on Windows 8 even. So you can have heterogeneous instances of the operating system running on the same host, but totally limited by the capabilities of your host. Okay, but at the same time it looks wonderful, but you cannot have this production machines, production systems running on the virtualization. Why so? So I want one answer. Like, can you think in this direction? Can you have a production application running on the virtualization environment? Virtualization of the cloud, as it is called. Can you think in terms of this? Can I have a Bank of America database running on a guest Solaris instance? If no, why no? If yes, why yes?
Security reasons?
Security reasons. Manpreet, when I say of security reasons, actually when we use VMware or virtualization, we are actually isolating our guest from the host, right? So you cannot do a copy paste. They're actually independent machines, so the security does not come in play.
Okay.
Okay, you have a separate login ID. It behaves, the virtualized machine behaves as if it's a different physical machine. You log in separately using a different username, password. So everything is different. So security is not trouble. What else?
Okay.
I feel the capacity will be an issue because we are running many guests on the same host. The capacity will be an issue if we are using production.
Madhu, if I to overcome that, I actually make my host more powerful. That means if you're saying it's facing a shortage of RAM, etc., I'll make it more powerful. Right? So the capacity shouldn't be issue in that case. Okay, so why not? Why not?
Hey, Raki, my experience in data center, always performance is an issue with virtual machines.
Okay, always performance is the issue with the virtual
always, because it's not a dedicated machine for that, the fine tuning everything, it will be a little harder.
Exactly.
Dedicated.
Yeah. Okay. So the answer, Mariam, even you can share your thoughts. Okay, Raj, I'll just come to you. Mariam, what's your take on this? Why cannot I have like, let's say, a guest running a production environment? Hey, Mariam, you there? Okay, I think she's not with us. Baba Tunde, what's your opinion about the same? Okay, so we do not have any opinion from the two of our fellow students. Raj, yes, what's your experience been when it comes to virtualization?
Oh, I didn't. My mic was muted. Sorry, my mic was muted.
Okay, yes, Baba. What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I said because we don't want to mix up the functionalities. We want to be very clear what we dedicate to what function. Yeah.
I'm not getting you. Not getting mix up functionalities as in.
Yeah, we want to dedicate the system specifically to the ones that house our database, so we don't mix it up with the guests.
Okay, mixing. Okay, yeah. And Raj, yes, you can elaborate on your experience now. Hey Raj, you can experience on your data center experience.
Yeah, basically, basically anytime is a virtualization is nothing but few hardware will be sharing many virtual machines. Basically, for example, two computers have three virtual machines. So always we are sharing the memory and hard disk and the I/O everything. So usually dedicated like a Bank of America, for example, even the company, I don't want to mention my company, but we do have quite a big size data. Anytime server comes in place, we don't put them in a virtual machine, but the real-time application cluster, which is basically we run, which is almost like a cluster also, which is also virtualization, but that also runs very well, but the environment is still dedicated.
Okay.
That means you have your own sector of memories and hard drives and other things.
Okay, guys.
So my stake is only performance. Basically, performance is a huge issue.
There are several things when it comes to running things in the virtualization environment. First, you are actually not using a dedicated machine to run your production environment. Why so? Because you are using an application only. So this VMware player is an application. It's not a dedicated machine, right? So you are using an application to split up to create a new instance of operating system. It's not an operating system actually. It's a virtualized operating system. Fine. So it's emulating operating system. It's not actually operating system. First reason is this. So you're obviously when it comes to the troubleshooting of such environments, you actually have to troubleshoot at 3 levels. First, at the guest hardware level. Second, at the guest OS level, and first at the host hardware level. Second, at the OS software level, that's the operating system level, and third, at the guest software level, right? So there are three things coming in interplay. Fine, the host hardware, the host operating system, and the guest operating system, right? So this makes troubleshooting and debugging of a production application on in a virtualized environment a bit tricky, and interdependent variables come in interplay, and most of the time they cause a lot of conflict also. So the one big reason is troubleshooting, and the second, even a bigger reason, is the application, right? You are using a VMware application to set up the operating system. It's not actually an operating system. It's just a virtualization emulation of an operating system. It's not a true operating system, right? So it's an application operating system. It's just a template of an operating system that you're having. It's not a true operating system. So these two things prevent the usage of the virtualization environment in a true production environment. Okay, so far till now the developments in the virtualization area are only good for testing out the new environments. No matter, okay, the work is still going on, and I'm very hopeful that very soon we will have new better products whereby we can have more troubleshooting options, independent troubleshooting options. We'll be able to actually quite closely simulate a new operating system by using the virtualization application. Okay, and most of the companies are coming onto the terms of the clouds. Not many critical operations are now moved to the cloud also. Cloud is also using the virtualization concept, and so it's a technology which is developing, and hopefully in next 3-4 years we are going to get some good performance results from the virtualization environments, and they will be able to run the production environment also. Okay, is this thing clear? Hello, to quote an example, there's a company called Post Norge, that's Norway Post. They're moving all the critical environment, critical operations to the cloud. That's the word, to the virtualization. So it has taken a lead, and I hope other companies would also follow. So virtualization is the area to look on and to study. Fine. So do your reference work, get a good hang on what are the virtualization products. What are the things in the market? What are their pros and what are their cons? What are their costs also? Cost, licensing, license. So when you come in the actual job market, these are the things that you have to look for. What is the cost of the technology? What is the supported version of the technology? And like what are the benefits of using the technology? And can you suggest it? You should be able to, in a position, you should be knowledgeable to suggest the usage of the technology in a particular area. Okay? Right? So let's move on now. Okay, any other question? Is the answer convincing why we cannot use the virtualization environment to run the production environment?
Yes, the answer was clear, but I have one question. You say that virtualization is not the best choice for production environment, but then for which environment is virtualization the best choice for development?
Development and testing. Development, testing and learning. Till now, till date 2013 May, it's the best choice for learning, testing and development. Okay? But I've seen the companies, consultant with a few companies, they're running not such critical, like they're running their HR application on the virtualization. Right, so you can move your even non-critical like HR things on virtualization. Okay.
Okay.
You can consolidate a lot many servers using virtualization. Right, so let's move on now. So we have already downloaded server. The next step is to create a virtual machine on it, right? So in order to create the virtual machine, we need to have the software also. Right. So this is the link. I'm going to send you the link. This is about 3 GB link. So if you start the download today, we will be able to finish by tomorrow and we will install it tomorrow. So today we will cover up the theory in the next 45 minutes that we are having. Okay, so I'm going to send you the link. This is the link. Please go to the link and start the download. This is the Fedora ISO download or the Fedora guest download that we are going to do. Okay. Hello. Yes.
Rocky, are you doing Ubuntu or?
No, I'm going to do Fedora. I'm going to do Fedora, and as a take-home exercise, you're going to install Ubuntu. Okay.
All right, because I'm very familiar with Ubuntu, so I thought, okay, that's no problem.
Yeah, that's no wonder Ubuntu is the favorite of so many people. Right. So generally, it's been my practice that I give one option and I let the student explore the other option. So one could be Ubuntu. So you have the link. I'll ask you to create another instance, another guest machine using Ubuntu. Okay. So this is the Fedora download that you will be starting.
I can go with Fedora. That's not a problem.
Okay, you can go with
Fedora.
Fedora.
Okay, we can do
Fedora is good. The reason I've chosen Fedora is that it's the openware version of the RHEL. It's called Red Hat Enterprise Linux.
Yeah.
Now RHEL is a byproduct. It's not freely available. It's not free download. It's used in the production environment to run the production applications. And since RHEL is not a free download, it's 80 USD per machine per CPU license. So that's why I'm using Fedora. Fedora is the open source version of RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux.
That's good. And also Oracle Linux is basically based on the same thing. So
no, Oracle Linux is based on Oracle Linux only. So they have a different version Linux, right? It's not based on Fedora. It's a totally different concept.
It's based on Red Hat actually.
Yes, it's based on Red Hat. But Oracle
Fedora
Linux
also from Red Hat, yeah.
Yes, Fedora is also from the Red Hat. But Oracle Linux is a completely different story. Okay, if I have time, I'll give you on why is a different story and what.
We don't need that, but we'll go with the Fedora. That's fine. I'll go with a team.
Yes, you can go with Fedora. You can actually ask me the questions why I've chosen Fedora. Why not Oracle Linux? The reason I've not chosen Oracle Linux is that Oracle, for all of you, what is Oracle Linux? Oracle Linux is a operating system by Oracle only. So this is the operating system. It comes with some pre-installed packages, right? That can install your Oracle like a cakewalk. Okay. Now there's Oracle. Now companies are expanding their market shares. Oracle has acquired Java. Has acquired so many things. PeopleSoft. It's now into the operating system also. It's moving towards the operating system also. It's trying to swallow up the rest of the operating system also. So Oracle Linux is the version of Linux released by Oracle company, and it comes with pre-installed packages. Right? When we're going to install Oracle on a machine, you will see that so many things we need to do to install Oracle on our machine, on our Linux machine or on Windows machine. Right? So Oracle Linux just does away with all those steps. Right? So it comes with it is actually tailored to install Oracle. So you don't actually see all those steps, all those tuning that you need to do on your operating system to have the Oracle installed. So if you don't do the tuning, you are not actually able to understand what actually you are doing to make your operating system Oracle ready. So that's my one big reason that I'm not using Oracle Linux. Okay, I want all of you to be familiar with.
But is it not?
Yes,
like, it's not a good idea. Most of the enterprise runs with Oracle Linux.
No, not many are running on Oracle Linux. Like, why would they run? For Oracle Linux is relatively new, right? Just 3-4 years. Right? So the production environment, they're still running on their favorite RHEL 5 version. It's been some time that RHEL is there, and they're sticking on to it. Oracle Linux, if they're running on Oracle Linux, they're just restricted to Oracle products. Okay? So Oracle Linux is, again, it's a virtualization concept. It's used to create the templates only, used for testing and development purpose only, and not even used for the testing and development. The reason is that it has so many things customized that the developer or the person who is doing the testing and is actually not able to understand. The Linux is completely changed in Oracle Linux, right? So they are making it more database friendly. Fine. So that's why in fact, most of the production environments are not taking on to the Oracle Linux. They're still continuing with RHEL or the open source Linux versions for testing and development. Okay. Is this thing clear? You can refer on this also. You can do some reference. What is Oracle Linux? Okay. Any questions on this? Manpreet, do you have any questions? Manpreet, Mariam, Madhu, and Babatunde.
No, I got it.
Okay, you got it. So the Oracle Linux is the third term that we are introduced to. So first one is VMware virtualization. Second is VMware vSphere. दो घंटे तो ज़्यादा हो गए। आधे में तक करूँगी मैं। 7 बजे। हाँ। 2 घंटे के टाइम में करना तो रेस्ट करो तो 8 से दूसरा बैच होगा। 8:15 से। हाँ तो फिर कर दूँगी। आपकी भी तबीयत खराब होगी ना? मेरी तबीयत नहीं खराब है तो 5 से कर दो। ठीक है। वो वैसे बोल रहा है कि 5 मिनट से ज़्यादा का ब्रेक हो गया। कौन कर रहा है? अभी ठीक है तो? हाँ। ठीक है तुम बोल लेना तो क्या है तो ये बताओ वो ऐसा नहीं कि वो रिफ्रेश करना है। बोलने दो है तो बोलेगा तुम्हारे पास अल्टीमेटली तो ऐसा है नहीं गया कि तुम्हारे छोड़ के नहीं बोल कर मैं चला जाएगा मैं उसको बोल दूंगी तो मैं ऐसा मत बोला करो हैं मैं खुद ही टेक केयर करती हूँ नहीं तो खराब तो कि तुम्हारा एडवाइस तो मैं ले ली थी हां तुम ले रहे थे पानी में लगा था नहीं ऐसा बोलोगे तो अच्छा नहीं
Find us to send us the slides.
Yes, she will be uploading this to the FTP link anyway after the class.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever materials she's going to use will be shared with you guys. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Rocky, I covered you. I saw you just went offline.
Yeah.
DSL is not working?
No, actually there was a power switch. We are on the backup now.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thanks.
So we learned the third term is, so I was just briefing up what are the terms we learned today. The first one is VMware vSphere, virtualization, VMware vSphere, and the third thing is Oracle Linux. So these are your take-home studies that you have to do. Okay, so these, I hope all of you have started the download of Fedora. Okay, got the Fedora download. Mariam, what about you? You need.
Would you please send me the link for Fedora too?
Okay, I'll send you the link for the Fedora as well. So, Mariam, I'll be sending everything on your email after the class finishes. So I'll just another half an hour left. So I'll send all these things together. Okay?
Okay, that would be great.
Right? So I'll send you the link. So the Fedora download, and just given you the reasons why I've chosen Fedora for the installation. Fine. You can explore the other options also, like Ubuntu is another popular choice to study. I've given the link for Ubuntu also. We will be installing Fedora guest machine in the class, but as a home assignment tomorrow you'll be installing Ubuntu as a guest machine on your this VMware vPlayer. Okay. Let's get.
My question is because
Yes.
I'm still downloading I'm still downloading. My system is slow. When I finish downloading, am I going to install the VMware under another user, a fresh user?
No, Babatunde, you finish the Oracle this vPlayer installation, and on the same player when you finish, you're going to create a new virtual machine. Okay, you can see the screen here.
Yes.
Right, you will accept the user license. You will be given onto this. You will come to the screen, right, and then we will click on the create a new virtual machine.
Okay.
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 And we will put the installer disk.
Yeah.
Installer disk, since we are not using installation disk, but we are using installation disk file. So we will pick up the file from here.
Image.
Okay, so we will choose the file image from here after we have this download finished, and we are going to install a new guest. Okay. Now this stage of this VMware player is actually, if I were to simulate it within the production environment, the installation of VMware player is similar to buying a new hardware. That means you just buy a shell of you just buy a server shell without anything installed in it, right? So right now your VMware player, this VMware player is just giving you a server shell with some memory, with some CPU, X CPU, X RAM, etc. There's no operating system on it. Today, when you install Fedora, you are actually going in the market and buying an operating system CD. हाँ, वो वैसे ही मेरे को खांसी आ रही है। जो 3-4 स्टूडेंट आए वो भाग गए। Hello. Hello. Yes, for those of you who have lived in India, you know summertime in India is full of power cuts. Yeah. So.
I know.
Right, so.
Which part of India you're from?
I'm in New Delhi, Mariam, but we live in a society. We have a backup in the society, but when the power goes on, so we switch to the backup, so that causes a momentary disruption of the internet services. Okay.
Which part of New Delhi are you in?
I'm in Noida. I'm in Noida, in NCR, Noida.
Oh, okay.
Right, Manpreet, where are you from? Are you also from nearby?
I'm from Punjab.
You're from Punjab. Okay, Chandigarh.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's quite close.
Yes, quite close.
It's nice city.
Yes.
Okay, guys. So you got introduced to the summers of India also. And, right. So this is where I was saying that that the VMware player that you have downloaded till now is actually, if I were to simulate, give you an analogy in your production environment, that is, you're procuring a new hardware. Hardware has nothing. It is just a little it has some memory. It has some. It has a CPU, right? It has the network card, etc., right? So your VMware server is nothing but a shell right now. That is a new machine that you have bought without any operating system, right? So you're going into the market, you're trying to buy a new operating system, right? So how do you buy a new operating system? You actually get a CD of the operating system from the market, or you have the ISO file, right? ISO file is nothing but a disk file, right? A burnable disk the format of a file. So we are going to download the ISO file. ISO file is nothing but a special kind of file that can be burned to a disk in order to create a bootable disk. Okay, so have you all any time installed the operating system in your machine? Anyone has an idea? Do you have an idea of installation of Windows on your machine? Ever install any operating system?
Yes, I did.
Okay, Manpreet, you have installed, so you
Yes,
know
I did that.
Right, so it will be very much similar to installation of any operating system. So you do it on a physical dedicated machine. Today you'll be doing it in a virtualization environment.
Virtualization, yes.
So it's same. You are plugging in your disk. Right here we are plugging into our ISO file and we are installing it. So the steps would be same. Just the way of doing it would be different. Okay.
Yes.
Raj, Mariam, Madhu and Babatunde, have you ever installed Windows on your machine ever?
Yes.
I did.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I have installed. And also I have installed in the VMware machine too.
Okay, you have also installed in VMware. So how has been your experience, Madhu, installation in the VMware?
It was very easy. I installed Ubuntu in the VMware once.
Okay, you installed Ubuntu.
I just downloaded VMware and I just installed it.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Pretty easy. Even the Windows is also pretty easy, but just that the Windows behaves erratically at times, right? So it gets stuck somewhere and you have to start over. And that's the reason I don't like Windows. And that's the reason most of the companies, at least the mission critical environments, will not run on Windows. Fine. Raj, on what environment is your data center running?
Yeah, we are mostly Unix and Oracle Linux.
Yes.
HP, Unix and Oracle Linux.
HP, Unix. Okay. We are not using Windows in the production environment. The reason is that the Windows, it's quite erratic. Like sometimes you have to, the only option that you are left with in troubleshooting Windows is to do a restart. Okay. So that's therefore one of the possible reason of not using Windows in mission critical environments is the erratic unpredictability of the Windows. The second thing is the security. We will discuss some other reasons also why we are choosing Linux, we are using Unix, right? So let's before we do that, let's do some of the study of Linux. Let's go into the history of Linux and how it all started, right? Now this Linux was founded in 1991 by an engineer called Linus Torvalds. He studied Unix in his college. Now the Unix, Unix was the parent language of Linux, and Unix was introduced in 1960s. Fine. Now Unix was a closed version. That means you actually needed to buy Unix from the GNU and then use it. Right. In 1990s, Linus Torvalds come with an idea that why the development team has to spend so much in order to buy Unix. Why not come with the open source version that everyone can download, can make some changes and launch under his name. Fine. So why not make the operating system open source? So he, Linus Torvalds, the movement towards the open source operating system started somewhere around 1970s, and it was finally materialized by Linus Torvalds when he introduced Linux in 1991. He said, okay, we are not going to make Unix, we are going to launch a new version of Unix, which is going to be a free download. It can be downloaded from the internet free, right? And you have to comply with certain standards and write your own Linux operating system and release it in your name. Okay, so he made it open to all the development community, and it's been a big boon. And since then, there has been no stopping into the introduction of new Linux versions by different people. So we have almost more than 300, 400 versions of Linux already. You have Ubuntu, you have Fedora, you have CentOS, you have Debian, right? You have Oracle Linux, and many versions, and the sub versions are already there, right? So if you at any time are very good with scripting and want to move on to the operating system side, you can download, let's say if you download Ubuntu, and let's say you're not very happy with the GNU, that is, you're not happy with the graphical uses that Ubuntu has, you can just change the change its behavior and launch it under your name. Right, so that is the open. What do I mean by the open source? Open source, that means you can download it free, comply with standards, and release it in your name. Okay, so this is open source operating system. Fine. Any questions on this? What is open source operating system? So this is the fourth term that we are learning today. Guys, open source. Hello. Manpreet, you are clear with the open source?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is clear.
So this is the first point.
Yes, I got it.
Okay. You got it. Just say yes or no so that okay.
Okay.
I know this is a virtualized class that we are having. It's not a live class, so I cannot see your faces. The only way I can understand that you are happy and understanding is by yes or no. So do not keep your microphones off or on muted. You can be interactive in the class. You can ask me the questions anytime. Let's make the class enjoyable. Let's not make it a sleeping class. Right? Let's make it interactive. It should be a
Definitely.
Yeah, it should be a lively class. You also do referencing, ask the questions from me. I will also ask the questions. Rather than it being all one way and doing a monologue, let's make it a dialogue. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Right, so it's fine. This Linux was founded in 1991 by Linus Torvalds. He studied Unix in his college, and Linux is a file system-based operating system. Right now, what do I mean with a file system-based operating system? Now, to give you an example, let's say I have a file. The name of the file is Internet Explorer. Fine. Now, this Internet Explorer file is present in a directory. Let's call it home/Unix/Internet Explorer. Right. So this file name, this file is identified by the file path in which it is present. We will learn what is file system in detail. Now, since most of you are familiar with Windows, let's draw an analogy with the Windows. Let's say you have a file called vmware.exe. Okay, now this vmware.exe is a file in a Windows operating system. The way to differentiate the file would be through its extension. That means if it's an exe file, that means a runnable file. If it's a dat file, that means it's a script file. Okay, if it's a notepad file, it will have txt extension. Okay, but on a Linux machine or on a Unix-based environment machine, the extensions are irrelevant. That means if I have a vmware.exe file, it does not mean that it will be runnable file. I cannot click it and run it. Okay, I have to write the permissions on it so that it becomes a runnable file. Okay, similarly, a text file, a readable file will not have a txt extension. Right? So the extensions are irrelevant on a Linux and operating system, and they are all managed by the permissions on the file that you are having. So that is something that what I mean by a file-based operating system. Okay? All the files are identified by the path they are having and the privileges they are having. Is this thing clear?
Yes.
Right? So if you have an exe file, vmware.exe, and if you go back to code with the same example, we are on the vmware.com page. Let me open that VMware page, the download page again. And I will open it again. we go to the, okay, let's say I go to the VMware vSphere now. And out of these, I pick one. Now this is not a good giving a good example. Let's go to the VMware player only. Right, so let me go to that link that I sent to you. By the way, how far is your download going on with the Fedora? How much is it downloaded? Can you just check? Hello?
For me, it is 3 hours left.
This is almost 3.3 GB file.
Mine says 20 minutes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quite a good speed.
I have 2 hours left. This is Raj.
Okay. So it's 3.3 GB. So when you do a download, you should just check the size. It should be 3.3 GB. Okay, and leave the file
GB,
there.
yes.
Don't do anything. Don't try to burn it to the disk. I don't need the file to be burned to the disk. I'm going to use it in the ISO file format only. Right? So don't do anything with the file. Just check the file is on the right side, 3.3 GB, and just leave it alone. Don't mess up with it. Okay. Now if I go here, you can see this is a bundle. VMware Player Linux 32-bit is a bundle, right? So Linux 64-bit is a bundle. But for VMware Player, for the Windows, it's an exe file. That means on the Windows machine, it is differentiated in terms of whether it's an exe file or it's not an exe file. But on the Linux versions, it is just a bundle. It's just a set of files. Okay. So the extensions are irrelevant on a Linux operating system. They are identified completely by the file names and the permissions it has on the machine. So that is what I mean by the file system based operating system. We will explore on it and learn on it when we come to the Linux part. Okay. So the common terms that you will encounter in any operating system which is file based would be files,
Directories.
Path, absolute path, relative path, right? So these are the terms that would come when I speak about, okay, in which directory is this file? Why don't you move it from this directory to this directory? What is the path? What is the absolute path, relative path? So in any file system with operating system like Unix and Linux, I'll be speaking in terms of the files, I'll be speaking in terms of directories, I'll be speaking in terms of the path. Okay? Now let's talk of the cost of these operating systems. The Linux operating system, Red Hat 9 is $80, SUSE is $7.3, right? So the average cost of a Linux operating system is less than 110 USD per user license. Okay, and Linux is for the rest of the open source version of Linux. For example, Fedora, Ubuntu, Debian, they're mostly free. They can be downloaded free of cost. But in the production environment, we'll be using Red Hat or SUSE, which are the closed versions. These are not open downloads. You cannot tinker around with. If they're standard, they will be standard. They're owned by the companies, which have said, okay, we don't want our shells or we don't want our kernels to be changed. Okay. Now, the next thing is OpenOffice. The rest of the softwares on the Linux are free. OpenOffice is like your Windows Office. Tora again is a free software. You have to explore what is Tora. These are some X-Simulation clients, X3270, Evolution, Fedgen. And on Linux, no antivirus is required. On a Windows, you need to spend money in order to acquire an antivirus also. But on a Linux system, they are mostly free of any antivirus, right? So the Linux systems are more secure when it comes to virus, etc. So that's why we use Linux in the production environment, right? Linux or Unix. Unix is mostly used in the production environment. The people who cannot spend too much on Unix, they will move on to the Linux, but still they will not use Windows. Fine. So what are the various versions of Unix you're familiar with? And what is the difference between Unix and Linux? We should be able to answer this question by now. What is the difference between Unix and Linux?
Linux is open
Unix.
source. Unix is
Okay.
not.
One by one. Okay. Madhu, you have to give one line.
Yeah, that's what I told. Unix is open source, but Linux is not open source.
No, it's on the other way around.
Yes, it's the other way around.
Oh, sorry, Unix is not open. Sorry, Unix is open source. Linux is not open source.
Hmm? Linux is an open
No,
source.
Unix is open.
Unix.
No, Linux is open. Unix is
Yeah,
not.
I'm sorry, I got
Yes.
confused.
Yes. Now Manpreet, your question is, what are the various versions of Unix? Linux, okay, Ubuntu and Fedora or Debian, CentOS are few. What are the versions of Unix?
Unix.
Hmm. Okay, no problem, Manpreet. You can just listen to what Mariam says. Mariam, what are the various versions of Unix?
I'm not keeping myself up to date on that, but
Anything, any guess would also do. We are not running exam. Any term you have heard of Unix? You can even say Apple if you feel like.
Apple. Apple.
Okay, you do say Apple.
HP.
HP, yes. HP is one.
IBM.
IBM's AIX, yes. Okay.
yeah, Unix
Red
for
Hat.
mainframe
Red
environment.
Hat.
Mm-hmm.
Solaris 9.
Solaris, yes, it's a Unix. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you reading from the internet?
Yes, Manpreet,
Yeah.
Somebody is reading from the internet.
Someone is reading.
No, I'm not.
Because she's coming up with the versions also.
I mean, Rocky just mentioned those before.
Okay, yes, I will mention them before. Yes, Raj.
Rocky, I can give you the whole lesson of Unix and Linux because I grow around in that area.
Oh, wow.
If you know what is Berkeley BSD?
Yes, BSD, I know all
Okay,
these
BSD
things.
and System 5 AT&T at that time.
Okay. Yeah, so you know
These
all the
are the
evolution
base of-
chart. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Tenenbaum.
These are the base of everything, yeah.
I
So
also know
later
the whole
everything-
evolution, yes. Raj,
Yeah,
don't worry.
so basically all came from these two things. Actually, original is System 5, then BSD. BSD only branched out to like a Apple current operating system,
Yeah.
and even a little bit of even Linux also came from the same foundation in the sense, you know, Linus Torvalds was asking for the source code, they didn't give it. That's why he wrote himself his own source code.
Yeah, he has the kernel actually. Right?
Yes.
He has the
So
kernel.
basically, yeah, and HP and Digital Wax, which is a company which has disappeared,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have IBM, then you have
Solaris, we have HPUX. And,
Solaris. Actually, Sun borrowed the system same like anybody else.
yes. Right, so Raj, you are ready with the evolution chart of Unix Linux, so that's good. So
Yes, I can tell you from the start. Yeah, it is there in the Wikipedia. I can see those seeds there very nicely. Even
Yes.
if you look at Xenix, have you heard of anybody
Yes,
heard about
Xenix.
Xenix? It is Xenix is actually the original version of Microsoft. They sold it later called Santa Cruz SUO Unix.
Xenix, Mimic, so they are all
Yes.
right. So all of
Yes.
you can learn the evolution of Linux. It's very interesting. Involves a lot of politics also, and how the egos come in interplay between the founder and the protege. Right. So it's a very good piece of history that you can do. History of Linux. Quite interesting. The letter Linux wrote out. To do this, it's pretty nice. So the Linux, we have several versions of Unix mentioned by all of you. right? And now with this, let's move on. So why I'm saying that Linux, but most of people understand that Linux is black and white, it's not so user friendly, everything. But the concept is now changing. Linux is beautiful, it's good looking, it's user friendly also, right? So it has a good graphical interface as well. Now the reason Windows people find easy is that because this has been a master script by the founder of Windows, that he is partnering with most of the hardware vendors and send Windows pre-installed, right? That's why the familiarity terms has added to the popularity of Windows. But nowadays companies are coming up with pre-installed Linux, and once you have Linux installed, you will find Linux is more predictable. First thing is predictability. You don't have to restart your machine every day, right? I have my machines and like the place I work, I have not rebooted this machine for 2 years now. Okay, you cannot think of Windows machine running for more than 3 days without doing a shutdown.
So
okay?
would it be
So
right to say that, my question,
yes, Baba?
will it be right to say that if you learn Linux, you automatically understand Unix?
Yes, Linux is a child of Unix, right? It's a kind of subset you can understand, right? So when you do Linux, you're actually understanding some of the concepts of Unix as well. See, for me, it has been other way around. I started with AIX and then I moved to Linux. Fine, but even if you start from Linux, you will have no problem in understanding Unix. The reason you are forced to learn Linux is that because you cannot install Unix on your desktop.
Okay.
Okay, so the Linux is, if you want to learn Unix, the only option is you have to learn Linux. Okay, so when you learn Linux, the commands are almost same with Unix, and you can install it and understand it pretty quickly. Okay?
I see.
Is that clear?
Clear. Clear.
So this is with Linux, and it's one misconception about Linux that I want to remove from all of you is that Linux is very difficult. Linux is very easy. The scripting is very easy. The programming is also very easy, and it's really nice to understand. It's very interesting also. So remove this misconception from you that Linux is black and white. Linux is command mode. Linux is pretty much like your Windows. You have nice editors also. You're not supposed to use VI editor every time. You can open the nice, good graphical editors from the Linux also. Format the files and everything. Okay. So this is the start of the Linux we have had so far. Right now, these are the various versions of Linux: Fedora, Ubuntu, Linux, and these are some server versions of Linux: Red Hat, Debian, SUSE, Slackware, and CentOS. Plus, I told you there are more than 300 versions. But out of these are the most popular ones. Okay, I'll be rounding off the class now. Right, we'll pick it up from here tomorrow. So tomorrow, I expect all of you should be able to finish your download of Fedora. Second thing, you have to do the homework that I asked you to do. Will not take more than 10 minutes. We will start off with the class with a discussion before we install the Fedora on our shell of the server that we have procured today. Okay, so in meantime, do you want any question, any feedback for me? Hello?
No, I got everything. Okay. It was nice. I really liked it.
Thank you, Vinti. What about the rest of you?
I think everything is excellent for now. Yeah.
Okay. So you got everything. Any questions?
How long is the course going to finish? How long will it last? I know it's 80 hours. Will it be longer or it might be shorter?
Babadun is going to be roughly 80 hours plus 2-3 hours more if it needs to be, but it has to be at least 80 hours. Don't worry.
Okay.
Today is the first day.
Yeah, today you started the first day. It's going to be a long journey, at least 1 month or more than 1 month.
Okay. So at the end of the course, Is there any help with our certification exam in terms of test questions or stuff like that?
Yes, of course. And in the course also, I'll be telling you what are the interview questions you'll be getting, and you'll be developing a glossary for yourself actually. And it will fall in two categories. First is the interview questions, and another one is the certification questions. And there will be a third list also, that would be your day-to-day maintenance questions. Right, so by the end of the course you will have 3 materials ready apart from these notes that you are taking home.
Okay.
The certification questions,
Alright.
the interview questions, and your day-to-day on-the-job commands and the usual thing, right?
That sounds
Awesome.
good.
Okay, but that will not be prepared by me. It will be prepared by all of you with the help. Like, it will be a teamwork that we will mutually do.
Okay, man.
Okay.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Rocky.
Thanks. Thanks, guys. We'll meet tomorrow. Any other question before we leave?
I'll find one now, and I'll ask you tomorrow.
Yes, Manpreet. I told you I love questions, so do refer a lot because I'm taking up this training because it's a learning experience for me also. I expect to learn from you, from the different diverse environments you are coming from, and the reference you do. So that's why I encourage all of you to be referencing a lot and ask me the questions, right? So that's the growth and I'm looking from you. Okay?
All right. Yes.
So how do we get the recording? Are we going to get a recording or PowerPoint, or what are the materials?
You're going to get everything that we do today. You're going to get a recorded videos. Like the recording is going on. Like Daniel is going to share with me your email IDs, and after the class, I'll send you the link to download.
Okay, so we can revise. Thank you.
Yeah, you can revise.
Thank you.
Okay, so
It's excellent. I love it.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Rocky, and have a good day.
You too. Good night,
Bye,
guys.
bye.
We have just started the
Yes,
day
bye.
for me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.